Okay, and we are back with another session of Geek Night, where this time we'll be talking about Erase, or uh, or otherwise known as Boku dake ga Inai Machi. Okay, uh, so well, I know this is a bit of a gripe for me. Is that sometime when when they try to translate the titles, it becomes it becomes a totally different thing. Okay, so normally people pay attention uh, to the to the English English things that were translated into Japanese, but in this case, it shows that it works both ways. Okay, so there's a lot of Disney movies that they got translated into Japanese, and then they have their names totally changed and doesn't even resemble the original one. Okay, like Frozen and stuff. Okay, so here it works the other way around. Okay, so the original title is Boku dake ga Inai Machi, which if you translate it literally, it means that the town where I'm no longer there, something like that. And here I do, you know, I can get the fact that I can see the similarities in the meaning. Okay, instead of like making such a long title, they just shorten to erase. This one is I do I can accept, but I do not 100% agree with it. Okay, so let's forget all about that. Okay, okay. So Erase is a story about an aspiring mangaka that is having trouble with his debut. Okay, so we came from what it says in the anime and in the manga is that he had already debuted. Okay, it's just the fact that he needs to, because the publisher do feel that he has some potential, and they hope that while the story or himself has potential, but the problem is that uh he couldn't improve on further. Okay, which is basically the first part of the first episode. Okay, saying that, oh, you need to work harder, you need to do this, you need to do that. Okay, and it's not that rare for mangakas to be dropped, for their series to be dropped, okay, if they don't feel like it. Okay, and it happened recently, in like last year. There's also about a mangaka, which also about a mangaka, striving to debut and stuff, but it was X around the 10th episode, the 10th chapter or something like that. Okay, so without that, there's a we can go into a different session talking about that. Okay, but the point is that the trope is there. Okay, so we do know that he's not, even though he debuted, he's not like he have his own studio where he have like this would what other mangaka assistants to help him draw. Okay, so he's basically a one person operation, okay, for his series. And that one, it shows that most likely it is a monthly one, not a weekly one, because a weekly one, okay, let's say for example like the Shonen Jumps one, okay, they normally come out a weekly, and there's there's too much things for you to draw. Okay, so let's say you need to make 16 16 pages, something like that per week. And if you divide it by number of weeks per day, you roughly have to draw 2 to 3 pages per day. Okay, and that takes a lot of time. Okay, so but the reason why I don't think that he's working for a weekly one is because he works part-time to make ends meet. Okay, so in other words, like I say, he just debuted, he just started. Okay, and even though so, this is the time where he need to focus on his manga. But the thing is that since he has to work part-time, it shows that he doesn't have the funds and everything to make it, and it's most likely a monthly one. Okay, so and what's special about him is that he has a special ability he called revival. Okay, that can send himself back in time, usually for a few minutes. Okay, and it's like he can choose to do this. Okay, it's the fact that it's more like he is somewhat forced to, because in the first episode we can see that he what he did was he was driving on his scooter, and he have to, like, suddenly he was brought back again. So when that happens, okay, he was forced to travel back in time in a few minutes. Okay, so because he remembers, hey, didn't I just pass this? Okay, it's like a deja vu moment. Like, oh, something is wrong. He looks around. Okay, so it's not like he wanted to, it's more like he is forced to do it. Okay, so that is what happened. That's about the ability of revival here. Okay, and okay, and it's like I say, it's only for a few minutes in the future, or a few, okay, that it will send you back a few minutes to the past. Okay, and the main plot of this one here is that the main story, okay, is it shows when he was wrongly accused of murdering his own mother. Okay, and when this happened, the revival ability sends him back to his childhood, which is in the year 1988. If I'm not wrong, it's 18 years. Okay, so currently he was 29 years old at that time. Okay, and he was sent to basically his last couple of years in his primary school and grade school. Okay, so the reason why he was sent back to this particular time is because he was, like I say, he was wrongly accused of murdering his own mother, and at this point he found out that he needs to solve a murder mystery case at that time to help him find the real person who murdered his mother. Okay, so remember, okay, that revival is he didn't choose when to use it or when not to use it. Okay, it's kind of like, hey, you need to do this thing. Okay, if not, I'm just gonna do it again and again and again. So it's kind of like a time loop thing. Okay, but at least this one, in order for you to break the cycle, you need to do something. Okay, so in this case, okay, they are using it for a better future, for a better outcome. Okay, so when he found out, when he was quite surprised, because it's the first time that he was ever sent back this far back in time. Okay, and when that happened, okay, he lived out his life as normal. At first he was shocked, so he tried to live again, and at the time he remembered that somebody was murdered. Okay, there's a murder mystery happening about killing little girls and stuff. Okay, so when that happened, okay, kind of clicked. Okay, so because that murder mystery was not solved even until the present day. Okay, and because one of the victims was actually his own classmates. Okay, so that's why he kind of like get even though that he don't know exactly what revival the ability was, but he kind of like get a clue, okay? Because call it divine event intervention or something, but that part, kind of get a hunch from it, okay? So he travel back in time, but pay attention, okay? So at certain points, he swaps with the present and the past. Okay, so in other words, his consciousness is is sent back to these two time. Okay, so when he's young and when he after he got wrongly accused. Okay, so and from time and when he switches back, swaps. Okay, the changes that he made does affect the present. So in other when he did something in the past, he can see that minor changes happening here and there. Okay, and that's what makes and it's when he swapped back to the future. Okay, I mean the present. He kind of see like, okay, I think I am doing something right. Okay, so it kind of confirms himself. Okay, and you know the revival ability was not explained fully. Okay, so in the present day, in the present day, remember he was wrongly accused, of murdering. Okay, so he's not only chased by being the criminal, but by the murderer. Okay, so he was chased by the police because the police think that he murdered him, and he was chased by the murderer. Okay, because the murderer basically framed him. Okay, and he is being pursued by the police, so he needs to run. Okay, but he didn't do it. Now you're thinking, why don't he just give up to the police and explain why? The thing is, there's a little bit of trouble here that in Japan there's quite an alarming rate of how should I say, conviction rate. So in other words, like they get the testimony from when the police catches you, and they will be like, of course they will interrogate you, saying that, okay, did you do this crime? Okay, the problem is that for the police, they get over 90% rate of these criminals testifying against their crimes. Okay, so saying that, oh, I did it. But the thing is that there has been talks about that it's a bit inhumane, because what happened was, sometimes the criminals are basically subjected to a long period of interrogation. So if I'm not wrong, some like for like happening over the span of 3 days, and maybe like get 2 to 4 hours sleep in between each day. So it wears you down. So some of them like they will like have to like, okay, let me go, I'll just say I do it, and then at the end they send to the crimes that they admit to the crimes that they didn't commit. So in a sense that they hinted that a little. So what happened was, he was chased by the police. He is constantly being pursued by both the police and the murderer, and he is helped by a high school he works with. Remember, he works as a part-time. So this girl, she's kinda interested in him. Right now, mostly talking about the anime. Is that it shows that he is kind of interested, and the girl is somewhat curious. And like, you will know later while I'm talking about this girl. And it shows that there could be a possibility of love blooming in between both of them. So now, so this is the main plot of the story. Now, the biggest, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, is that they have different adaptation. Without a doubt, this one is originally a manga. And as you can read here, this is the original, and it includes several subtle details that have been omitted or changed to suit the adaptation. So here, like I say, we will need for us to understand why they made changes or things that are omitted, it's because you need to understand that the nature of the media that they are in, okay? Because in manga, okay, like I say, sometimes mangas get cancelled for no reasons, okay? So the mangaka will always try to put as as much information and hints to in the pages for future users. They might have an idea, but um but it may or may not come out at the end, okay? So this one, okay, the reason why I want to talk about Erase is because of this, is that not only the adaptation, okay, but also as a mangaka, you need to know that your works will your work you're doing your best for your work, okay? So the thing is, one of the first anime slash manga that I know that did this is actually Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin. Okay, is that at first, if you this is without a bit of a spoiler, that um Hajime Isayama, the author of Attack on Titan, he kinda like planned it from the very beginning, okay? Because there's a lot of foreshadowing about things, even on the first chapter, even on the first episode, okay? So when that happened, it's like, even Hajime Isayama at first, when he first wrote chapter 1, okay, he didn't expect Attack on Titan to be this big of a phenomenon. But in he put everything there to show, how should I say this? He put everything inside there to, like, in case that if I get to, let's say for example, chapter 30 mark, okay, then I can implement this idea. If I get the chapter 50 mark, then I can implement this idea that I've already keep since this small part of the story in this chapter. So that's what I kind of like want to talk about it, okay? So okay, and when the manga is being adapted to anime, normally to anime, and then in some cases drama, when in the anime it focus more on the supernatural and the fantasy element of the story. But why is this? Because we watch anime is that we want to it's kind of like a form of escapism. Manga also do that, but in a sense that the anime want more punch into the story. So what's in this story, the supernatural or the fantasy element is that reliving your childhood, travel back in time. So they focus on that little part there, okay? And you can really see that they really outdid themselves, okay? The producers and the team, okay? I can say that the producer who did this anime, he chose this, okay? And he understands the manga, okay? And that's why it was extremely well made, especially at the childhood part. Okay, like I said, they focus on that particular part. But this is basically like one of the biggest downside for the anime, is that the ending is so rushed. Okay, so in the manga, I've gone through the manga, okay, and there's so many scenes that were omitted. There's so many things, in a sense, changed, okay? Because like I said last week in Parasite, is that animes, they are constrained to the 12 episode per season cycle. Is that you need to know, okay, in anime, okay, it's not that they're making it for a wider audience. when they make anime, the first thing they will think about is the job to air their work, and to air their work they will they'll put it on television. Okay, and television uh it, okay, they work in season. Okay, so spring they'll do this, in winter they'll do this. Okay, so those kind of things. Okay, so when uh whether they like it or not, they have to do that. But okay, but most anime producers, they do not take the wider audience. In other words, in this day, okay, the digital age, where we can where if you put it on the internet, okay, so for example, like make it like a, okay, someone you might be laughing right now, Netflix. Okay, I know that Netflix is kind of like both the best example and the worst example. Is that, for I'm just saying that, not made by Netflix but published on Netflix. Okay, so when that happened, okay, we know that Netflix is quite horrible at adapting stuff or make their own anime. So I'm just saying that use them as a platform, okay, as a platform to publish the work. Okay, it's kind of like rare, and I can say that if there's if let's say a well-known studio that is planning to do this kind of crazy thing, because there's no successful anime that had been published completely on online platforms like Netflix. Okay, but it could change if a prominent studio wanted, like, we got tired of the 13 episode per season. We wanted to show this, to realize this anime in full potential. So that's why we want to move it to online publishing, online streaming stuff. Okay? When that happened, okay, I think we can see a huge shift in perception uh, uh, of the anime producing community. So, like, in other words, the producers and stuff. Okay, so until then, we are kind of stuck with this 12 episode per season. Okay, and that's a pretty huge loss for the anime community. Okay, now I didn't watch drama, but I do watch snippets of it. Okay, I do watch like trailers, a few here and there. But the thing is that, like I say in the beginning, is that these different media, manga, anime, and drama, they have their own audience. Okay, and some may overlap, but in order to suit their taste, they need to change. Okay, that's why I said that omitted or changed to suit their adaptation. And in the drama, without doubt, the drama, who watch drama? Usually girls, okay, or housewives. Okay, so housewives, they are not interested in, like, for us, like the fancy element, okay, or the supernatural element. So they focus more on the love side. Okay, now remember what I talked about the high school girl just now that helped the main character? Is that during even in the anime, it was that girl is basic. If I wanted to give, like, out of 100%, how much her role plays in the whole anime, I would say her role would be like 5% at best. Okay, but in the drama, they focuses a lot on, like, on the present day and the love interest. And without a doubt, when that happened, okay, if you focus on the present day, meaning that you're going to focus more on her, in a sense, because that's where the time where they get to interact the most. Okay, when he's in the past, during this when he traveled back in time to his childhood, they don't have any connection whatsoever. Besides, at that point, I found out she was not even alive yet. Okay? She was not even born yet. Okay, So yeah, okay. Now, like I said, I read through the manga, okay, and the anime, and the anime, that girl, like I said, it was only hinted, okay, that she could possibly be a love interest for him, okay. And the sad part is that the the girl, the girl, she did help. They did show a few scenes where, when he get back to the present day, the girl helped him. But the bad part is that her role at the end of the story is really sad. It's because when things are all over, okay, the timeline had changed, and since his timeline had changed, he didn't work part-time, he didn't met her. Now, problem now is that since he didn't work part-time, he didn't met her. And suddenly at the end of the final episode, like, oh, she came, they both met coincidentally at this place. So, you really, like, they only hinted at it, but it's not like a full scale love interest. Okay, so yeah, that's the reason why I wanted to talk about Boku dake ni Inai Machi, okay, or Erase, okay, because you can see that the changes in the media, okay, and how they have to suit the audience, okay. But since I like to watch anime, I do feel like they nailed the anime, okay. But the ending is rushed. Without a doubt, that's the biggest problem. Okay, I without a doubt I can say if that team was given a double season, so in other words 24 episode, I would without a doubt it's going to be a great or like maybe like they did the first half, okay, for the first season, and the second half they continue, okay. But the thing is, like I said, they don't know whether they can get that opportunity. So like, okay, instead of like giving the people half of the story, okay, we have to finish it, okay, and we do our best at the what our audience want. We give them what they want, and the endings rush, but we have to suck it up, okay. So that's what I feel that the producer and the team working on it felt when they produced the anime, okay. Now, my thoughts on Boku dake ga Inai Machi is that this for me shows that Boku dake ga Inai Machi, it is a compelling story, okay, about a guy who's without a doubt a normal guy. Well, except for the fact that he have that special ability, but leave that aside, okay. And he does feel okay. In the manga, they did focus quite some time that he is how should I say this? He's basically a freeter. Okay, a freeter in Japan means that he's only part time. He doesn't have a stable job. Okay, so since he's aspiring to be a mangaka, okay, and I do think that it resonates well with the audience about that. Okay, so when they read that, that's why other in the other media they don't focus much on that part. Okay, they only leave it in the beginning part. But the okay, since it resonates well, they omit it, or they change it, or they shorten it somewhat. Okay, so for the point I'm trying to say here is that Boku dake ga Inai Machi, the mangaka part, it connects to us in most way, because most of us that watch this one, okay, this is definitely not meant for small children. Okay, this is basically meant for like the teenagers and the adults of the who still enjoy watching anime. And without doubt, they did, you know, capture most of us who are, especially in the adult age. Okay, we want something that we can relate to. Okay, and but but in a sense, this is a manga slash anime slash drama. They, you know, they have to put a twist into it, so another something fantasy about it. So in that sense, it is pretty fun to watch. Okay, it is pretty fun to watch. Uh, it is fun to read. Okay, but like I said, I didn't watch the drama that much. I only watched snippets and trailers of it. Okay, and it does feel that this, even when reading the manga, I do feel like there's I do wish it could be a bit longer. Okay, but even mangas have their own constraints. Okay, so that's what I thought about Boku dake and Inai Machi. Okay, is that I do wish that, in a sense, that I do wish that the end. Okay, if manga, it would take too much of a toll on the on the uh on the mangaka to like remaster it. Okay, rework this idea. But I do wish that there would be, you know, like a remastered version of the anime. Okay, because I really feel like that it should get a total makeover from the beginning, because Boku dake ga Inai Machi, the anime, like I say, maybe they will like saying, maybe what they can do is that they work together with the mangaka, okay, and produce a show that is, in a sense, fits what the mangaka wants, and also at the same time, you know, being guided by anime producer, especially, okay, by anime producers, like trying to fit what we want. Okay, so, you know, a guy can hope, can I? So the thing is, it's pretty sad that, you know, there's a little bit of, like, without doubt, in all three series that they have their own reviews on it, uh they can, like I said, they can do better. Okay, now, okay, I'm gonna go through my weekly schedule here. Okay, so my weekly schedule here, oh, I forgot to change the date. I forgot to change the date. Okay, give me a second. Let me change the date. I totally forgot all about it. Wait, don't tell me last week also I forgot to change the date. Oh, how could I screw this up? Okay, give me a second. I totally forgot to change the date. Okay, so today, Monday is 15th and 21st. How could I forgot to change the date? 31st. Second, let me change. Why? Okay, ding, ding. That. Oops. Wait, what? Wait a second. Where is it? Give me a second. Let me do it again. Document erase. Like folder. Okay. Now I've changed it. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay, now. So I'm going to do troubleshoot. Okay. Monday. Yesterday we did troubleshooter. Wait. I screwed up. Give me a second. I screwed up again. Ah. Okay, I screwed up again. Okay. Mino. W. I did. I remember I changed the. I remember that I changed it. Okay, this one here. I've already updated it. I don't know why it didn't update just now. I think I know where I screwed up. It's because I save it on the other one. Okay, now, okay, there. Okay, so on Tuesday, okay, or basically today, okay, we just did erase, okay, and this whole week I'm trying to do troubleshooter, okay, and I think we'll probably continue until next week. And Saturday and Sunday, we're gonna continue with our Nizumalo application, okay, and like I say before, I assume that you're gonna take 3 weeks, okay, maybe like this week and next week. Maybe next week we can finish it. Maybe I can't give a I can't give a definite answer about that, okay? Because the way how I explain, the way how I translate things, okay? So it might take until next week, okay? And next is that if you like what I did here, okay, you can subscribe to the channel, okay? You can like share the videos, and if you think that I can if you think improve, okay, comment down below. If you have the time, join me live. And if you're interested in other types, okay, maybe you can watch my novel night, okay, I'll have my visual novel translation, okay, I do simple translation, okay, as I go through the game, okay. So yeah, that's it for Geek Night this week, okay. And next week I'm planning to do Vandred. It's like a mecha romance story, okay, where they literally take the idea of men are from Mars, women are from Venus, okay. So we'll talk about it. And Vandred, I'm doing both the season, okay. Okay, so that's it for our Geek Night this week, okay, and I'll see you tomorrow for trouble